Welcome back to the formation. Yeah. My name is Viv. Viv Talks Fast Cars on Instagram and TikTok.
My name is Kira, Fast Car Kira, Instagram and TikTok. And we have a very special guest with us today. Who are you?
Who are you?
My name's Conor Daly, and I'm a race fan.
So we brought IndyCar's biggest fan on
Yep.
onto the pod this week. Viv, are you wearing merch this week?
I am. I'm wearing my Formation Yap hat by Kira. Duh. And then I'm wearing my 99 shirt, supporting my guys at VG Racing, that they're at Sebring this weekend. So I had to wear the 99, also made by Kira. Miss Kira, what are you wearing?
I also have my Formation Yap hat on, and then I have my Aero Motorsports shirt on, because it is Sebring weekend. Conor Daly,
How about you, Connor?
I'm wearing my Dry Reinbold Racing hat, first one of its kind, and then my Speed Street Podcast t-shirt.
There we go.
I'm just doing self-promotion.
A little bit same.
Yeah.
But
It happens.
so
You got to do it.
yeah, and also that brings us into like a bunch of questions that we're gonna put you through in this podcast.
I'm ready.
Alrighty, so Kira, you wanna lead us a little bit?
So we're 3 races into the IndyCar season right now. We just got off of a triple header to start the season. First kind of thing is last year a lot of people had issue with the schedule, that there was like one race up front and then there was months between and there's no early ovals. So we just kind of wanted to know like your thoughts on that triple header coming right out the door. Did it work? Is it too much? That kind of thing.
Well, I think the good thing, and people are obviously we have the ability to be very aggressive on the internet these days, and you can really voice what you want to be, have said. And everyone came at IndyCar with torches and pitchforks about the first race, and then a month off. I mean, so did we as drivers. Like everyone, everyone was saying the same thing. But the best part is the series listened, and everyone listened, and Fox understood probably what that meant, and they fixed it. Like year one, okay, that was a major issue, we fixed it. So obviously, the tail is in the ratings. The ratings are an outstanding showing of people watching our events, which is it is the most important business element, I think, in sports right now. There's so much to it, but if people aren't watching on television, you can't sell sponsorship, and the only way racing exists is through money and sponsorship. So it's a huge start for the year, and it's great. And the crew people, everyone there, the men and women that work, they probably need this weekend off. Like it's good that we have a weekend off. I'm very curious to see what Barber looks like, but I'm sure Fox knows that they're just going to market the crap out of it for the next week and a half until we get to Barber, and we'll see how that goes. Obviously, then there's a little bit of a gap to Long Beach, but then the Indy 500 promotion is going to be kicked into high gear. We're going to have Indy 500 testing at the end of April, so I think it's good so far. And again, it's just it's essentially like year one of a kind of problem-solving experiment with Fox now involved.
And you could definitely tell between like last year, like there was a huge change between last year in the crowds and then seeing this year. It came to a point that we were talking to each other. We were like, wow, this was not like this last year. Like there's a whole lot of people in here.
But also, I think young people too, which I think is very good. That like when I first got into IndyCar, it was just, not old people, but like a lot more senior members of the community. I would say more experienced. And now there's a lot of youth, and
Yeah.
I think that's so important for sponsors, and it's just good that we are able to provide, an entertaining enough thing to catch the more youthful folks' attention.
Yeah, yeah. 2024 Long Beach was my first race, and I remember I was posting on Twitter, and I was like, "Who's going? Like, can I please meet people who are going?" And I couldn't really find anybody that was going. And then last year, 2025 Long Beach, it was like, okay, who's not going now? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like every single girl on TikTok and Twitter was going to Long Beach last year, and that was like the
Yeah.
craziest change that I saw as a fan, where I was like, "Whoa!" Like, it's never not been
Yeah.
busy, but
Yeah. I feel like, well, I come more from like the IMSA side, so I used to go to like more IMSA races and all that stuff, and then I started getting into the IndyCar thing, and I'm so used to like the IMSA, like, oh, like there's barely any girls to see because young girls, they're just starting to get into that now. Um, so I started being like, oh, like I'm going to the 500. Maybe I can find like other friends at the 500. And it was like three girls reached out to me, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I went again to the 500. I was like, okay, now, yeah, there's a lot of girls in here. I like this. I'm enjoying all of this, having a really fun time with it. And that was the same with Nashville. We went to Nashville, Kira.
we
Nashville
did
was
Nashville.
we did Nashville,
Good.
and that was crazy. First of all, how Kira and I met in person was Nashville, and this is gonna be really funny, but you were kind of the reason we started this podcast
All right.
a little bit, because we were
I love that.
there were
We were
a lot
we
of
were
things
standing
happened.
in the paddock, and we were about to leave for the day, and we were like, "Let's try and meet one driver."
Just like
And we
one,
were like,
like
one driver.
give us a sign.
And we were like, Conor Daly's about to walk out right now. He's
Yeah.
gonna walk out, and you did. Like, you happened to walk out from behind your trailer, and we were like,
So we're doing this. We're like, okay, cool. So we're staying here. So that was like kind of our beginning story, and I was like, okay, so that was our signal. We're gonna start doing this. We already do content, so let's start doing the podcast now. He does a podcast, we do a podcast. Let's do this.
There you go. The more podcasts, the better. I mean, the more talk about racing, the more that people want to talk about racing and then listen to people talking about racing, especially IndyCar. I mean, it doesn't hurt the whole scheme of things.
And we just, and again, I guess like, was Nashville? Yeah, I think Nashville was yeah, that was like the last race. And we were like, oh, there's like people, but it's still not like a lot of people. And then we did St. Pete, and we were like, oh my God, hold up. This is crazy. Crazy filled with people. I love this. But we also had the trucks.
yeah.
So how did we feel about that?
I mean, I thought it was awesome. I think those weekends where you can combine kind of two different worlds, I think it's good for everyone. The people who don't like it, I kind of want to have like an interrogation session with them. Like, why? Like, what about more race cars and more racing is a bad thing? Especially, I mean, a million people watch the trucks every weekend. You know what I mean? It's like, it's still a good, it's not a small series by any means. And then obviously the Dario Franchitti, James Hinchcliffe stuff like that, Colin Brown, like all that stuff is, I don't know, as someone who likes motorsport and has my whole life, I like that stuff. I mean, it's like, hey, I want to see someone out of their comfort zone. I want to see someone going up against the best in, another category. It's just kind of interesting. So I think it's a great thing, and I hope it happens more often. I hope we get, I don't know if this is probably too much to ask, but maybe like an actual IndyCar driver to do the truck race and the IndyCar race in the same weekend. I think that'd be cool.
Oh, that would be
That's a
sick.
lot. Like physically, that's hard. Those cars are like really hot, and it'd be tough to do both. But I don't think it's impossible.
I think that would be like really sick to see. Not gonna lie, I would be the first one to be like, yeah, I'm going there. Yeah, I'm going to go see that.
I agree.
On the current grid, who would you put in the truck?
Well, I mean, you got to say Scott McLaughlin for sure
Okay.
is probably.
Oh,
He's driven big, heavy cars before. I think he'd be really good. Um, yeah, I mean, he's got to be the number one draft pick for getting into any NASCAR stuff, without a doubt.
yeah, that would be sick too to
Yeah,
see.
and he's got a great personality too, so it would just be fun to
Oh yeah,
do both of those things.
Um, so with NASCAR too, we also had the doubleheader in Phoenix. I'm very biased. I'm a Phoenix local, so there was never going to be anything bad about it to me.
Oh yeah,
But what did you think? Did you have a good time in Phoenix?
I loved it. Again, we need more of this stuff. I think it's just so cool to have like both, because I feel like we all have so many friends in the NASCAR world, more than maybe people think, and no one ever really gets to see each other during the summer because we're all on our own separate programs. And so when we're all there, like everyone catches up. Like you hang out with, probably not like it's not publicly, but like you're with these guys every now and then. Everyone kind of mingles a little bit more, and that's it's a cool thing to do. And everyone has also like a lot of respect for each other, probably more so than the fan bases do for each other. But like we all like respect what those guys are doing, and I think like they all respect what we're doing too. It's just two different art forms. So it's cool to be able to be there, and honestly, the crowd looked great both days. So I you can't argue with that. The ratings were great. Our race was awesome. I enjoyed the Xfinity race or the O'Reilly race as well, and then the Cup race. I mean, I was home by Sunday to watch it, so that was helpful. But yeah, I think we need more of that stuff. Always, it's hard to do, but like politically and effectively and money wise. But I'm sure that there are others that feel the same way about like this is a good thing.
Yeah, it was interesting to see because obviously St. Pete is a street course, and they know how to set up for IndyCar and they know how to put that weekend on. Whereas Phoenix Raceway is used to NASCAR and they know how to set up for NASCAR. So it was kind of interesting to see the difference between the two of them of like having to adapt to the other series. Um, Especially like I'm a Phoenix local. I've always been going there, but it's always been NASCAR, and so now it's like, yes, IndyCar's back. Like, make it great. Give it its whole weekend.
Yeah, I mean, and like what like if you're a race fan, again, show up with the camper on Thursday, and you get Friday, you get a full day Saturday, Sunday. I mean, that's what racing used to be when I was growing up. Is like you would go and like for the whole weekend, and a lot more people showed up with their motorhomes, trailers, whatever it is, and that kind of died a little bit when I think NASCAR had such short weekends, like especially after COVID, like everything got shortened, and even our weekends got shorter. I mean, we lost a practice session in the weekends as well. But when you have a weekend like that, there's so much to take in that fans are like, we're going to do this with our family, have a whole weekend out, go watch a ton of racing. It just seems like a good way for race fans to enjoy. Like if you're going to spend the money to go, like that's the ticket to get for that whole week.
yeah. It was the one race. Kira's gonna kill me, but like I couldn't make it to Phoenix, and I was like, oh my god! But I was like, the FOMO was hitting so bad,
Well, at least you're
especially.
part of the good TV rating, so we appreciate that.
I did. I was stuck to my TV. I was going crazy. There was also a FaceTime going on with my brother. He was also watching it back home. It was great. But I was so jealous. I was like, that race was so insane to see. It was so good. And Kira did try to get me to go.
Next year.
But yeah,
I literally,
I couldn't.
I have a bed to stay in. All you had to do was get here.
Harvard would not be happy of me being there. But yeah, school and price. It was not fun. I don't know why flying out of Indianapolis takes like an arm and a leg out of you, but yeah,
I think we have a really good airport, but I don't know.
it's a good airport. It's just I'm a student.
No, I
The
get it.
budget,
I
the
get it. Oh,
budget.
yeah. Flights are expensive these days. As someone
I
who,
know it was crazy, but I really wanted to go. I was like, oh my god, it's Phoenix, it's Phoenix, I love it. And then straight out of Phoenix, we had Texas, and I did end up going to Texas. Texas was good. What are your feelings on the whole street course and everything with them?
I mean, the one thing that I've said a couple times now is like I don't think I've ever seen so many drivers agree on something, and like normally everyone hates everything at some point, but like we were just everyone was like, this is actually sweet. I think it's because and I said this in my podcast that came out today too. I was like, I feel like we've just gone to several events before, and a lot of our fans have done this, and this is kind of sad, but like, oh, same old IndyCar, like we have this problem, we have this issue, like there's something wrong, something hasn't been done right. Um, and that's no fault. I mean, it is a shame to have had to say that, but this event, like when you show up, for us at least, or for me at least personally, parking was great. I had a little bit of a walk, but it was around the football stadium, and I thought that was really cool. And I could get to the paddock, and you get to the pit lane. Now, they definitely needed more bridges. Like, everyone realized that. Like, that was a big thing but you can't nail everything in year one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like everyone, no matter where you go or what event, in our time now, all we want to do is complain about something because it's so easy. So there will definitely be things, and it was very obvious. Like even Doug and the Penske folks were like, "Yep, completely understand. Year two, we need 100 more bridges, whatever we can find, right?"
Yeah.
But some of that stuff, until you actually do the event, you can't possibly know what is going to be congested when thousands of people are there. You know what I mean? Maybe they could. Maybe someone could argue with me like that. But I mean, until you actually do an event for the first time, you're always going to find things that are wrong. But when it came to the actual on track action and the stuff that actually is the most important stuff, which is getting the cars on track, having the drivers being able to race well. I mean, the track was awesome. It was very unique. It was very cool. The straight was super long. They did do some work overnight Friday after the practice session because the driver said it was super bumpy. But again, that was great that they were able to do some of that work overnight. So yeah, I thought it was a huge win overall. I mean, so many people were there. It felt like people were excited to be there too, like just taking it in. I don't know how you guys felt or where you guys were watching, but I don't know. It certainly set, and everyone said this, a new standard for our like new street courses because IndyCar really does want to do new street courses. Like, a lot of talk about Denver. Obviously, we got DC coming up too. Like, there's a lot of talk of these new street courses, but you can do a new street course wrong, and so we just don't want that. Like, with all the momentum that we have now, and again, it does. If you just inject money into something, it's usually easier to get done, and that's what Jerry Jones was able to do. So maybe we don't have that everywhere else, but try to have it everywhere else, or find someone to help you do that because it was definitely totally like a huge win for the sport, I think, and just something that hopefully is now going to be there a long time.
Yeah, I feel when we went, well, personally, as fans, like we go through a different process of everything. Even though we had credentials or whatever, like we still have to go through a very different process. When it comes to like the place and everything was like so cool to see. We were like, oh my god, like there's the AT&T Stadium, that's crazy to see. But yeah, like the bridges thing, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But still, it's during all of this, all I can think was like, okay, this is year one. Yeah. These things are gonna get fixed. These things are gonna get done. Security was crazy. Security
I watched the security turn away Johnny Rutherford trying to get into the paddock on a McLaren golf cart. I was like,
oh my god,
they did not let him in. I was like, that's Lone Star JR. Like, we got to get that guy in here on this golf cart. Like, he's old. Like, we got to. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I would like.
Yeah,
Well, the pit lane was kind of cool. Seeing like the double pit
Yeah.
the
lane,
double
like
pit
that
was
was
cool.
I'm
yeah,
not a
that
fan
was
of it
really cool.
personally, but I understand the reason why it could look cool.
Yeah, it was cool to see, but then obviously during the race, like there were I can't remember who, but somebody was like coming in and somebody went to pull out, and it was like, oh yeah, that's why we don't do a double pit lane very
Yeah.
often. Like
Yeah,
that's there's the problem. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, security was super.
Security was great,
They made us throw away our sunscreen, and
and we
then
got
we met up with
some.
somebody else, and they had sunscreen, and we were like, okay,
That's
so
crazy.
can you have it or not? Like, what's the consensus?
And then they almost made our friend throw away her backpack. Mind you, it was a backpack
Like
this
literally
size.
clear backpack, and they were like, "Oh, it's too big." But then like the
Oh,
people in front of us had a clear tote bag that was like far bigger, and we were like, "What?
yeah.
And we were like,
What do you
hello,
mean?"
what do you mean? No, but
Well, this is good to hear though, because like again, I didn't experience this stuff, but it's stuff like this that like people need to know about, and it's like yeah, I'm for sure in agreement that in year one there's gonna be some stuff like a lot of those security people too have probably never seen or been to a race before ever. So
oh my
like
god, yeah.
one of those things that it's a whole new environment essentially.
Yeah,
But we had, but also like there was like so much fun. Like it was like
yeah,
also really, really, really fun. It was
yeah.
like one of those things. There was food everywhere. There was water everywhere. So everything was like very accessible to go and like get.
That's good.
I
We've had
disagree.
some.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think there should have been more water
Oh
because
wait, no. Well,
if you
yeah.
weren't near the fan zone, it was hard to find bottled water.
Oh really?
And so like even when we were walking out on Sunday, obviously they shut everything down early because of the wind. But I was like, oh, I'll stop and buy a bottle of water as we're walking out, and I couldn't because I was like,
But I
there's
feel,
nowhere to buy one.
but I feel like that happened because of the
Well, yeah, that
winds.
was
Like
well,
everything
that
was pulled
happened
out.
on the way to like Texas Live. Like, if you were by the fan zone, you couldn't buy a bottle of water unless you managed to catch one of the people with the rolling carts with them. Um,
The
Yeah.
beverage cart. Yeah, we need
The
more.
the
more
beverage
beverage
cart.
carts.
We need like the golf cart folks that they do on the golf course. They just
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The card people. No, but I enjoyed it. The security was a pain, but I guess it is what it is. Year
Yeah,
one, things will get fixed. Things will get better.
the bridges will be
It was
fine.
a great event. The
The concert was awesome.
concert was
Oh, really?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, All Time Low was
All
so
Time Low
good.
did amazing.
I would have
Middle
loved
School
to.
Me was
I almost,
crazy.
yeah, I almost went to that, but I couldn't. I was like, it looked cool though.
Yeah, we've had tons of fun. We ended up at a Chili's too, so
There you go. That's great.
make it even better. But Texas was the race. We ended up just watching the race like under like a tree. We were like, I'm not doing this sun anymore.
That's all
So
right.
we were just like in a corner of a tree watching the race. Kira is a huge Kirkwood fan, so she was having the time of her
Yeah.
life.
Great. Me
I
too.
was so excited.
I got to
And
listen to him on my
yeah.
show today. Yeah, great interview. Probably one of the best interviews we've ever done is with Kyle today. It was a really good one.
Kyle and Kira. Yeah, I don't think Kyle wants to see Kira anymore. No, and Willpower. And I was like, oh my God, this podium is made for us. I'm the huge Willpower fan.
Double
She's the Kyle
Andretti
Kirkwood.
podium.
Double Andretti podium. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was good. And
It
a
was,
cool looking podium too. We need more cool podiums.
Um, that
yeah.
was very much the Formula One-ification of IndyCar, though, was watching that podium.
I was kind of sad about the podium because I was
Why?
like, because usually with IndyCar you can be there, like as a fan you can actually like be close to the podium and see the podium and everything, and like you get like these cool moments of like the drivers and the fans and like we're there and it's really cool. But with Texas, like we couldn't do
We were
that,
not
and
gonna
it was
feel the
like
champagne.
we were getting drowned by Scotty,
I know.
the St. Pete. But it was like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess I'll watch from like down here.
Yeah.
That's cool,
I
I
mean, I think
guess.
most of our podiums have been terrible in the past. So we were just excited that there was a big setup and that
Yeah.
it looks cool. It looks massive. It might be up in the air, which maybe they'll figure that out. But yeah,
Yeah. And then nobody could find
oh,
it.
really.
Like,
No.
yeah.
All right, this
It
is
was a
good to know.
little,
This is ground level research.
yeah, like we couldn't find it. We were like, where are we supposed to be going?
Yeah, we kept asking, and they were like, "We think you have to cross the track," and then they were like, "No, you don't have to cross the track, but you have to get in the pits." And we were like, "We can't get in the pits, so we can't do podium." And they were like, "We don't know. You might have to cross the track." And we were like, "Okay."
You're one. Yeah,
And we're like,
we're all on an adventure.
and then we had like Kira had like the IndyCar experience thing where she could take like the podium picture,
Oh yeah.
and then we still couldn't find
I
it.
like could
We were
not
like,
figure out where to go.
Excuse me.
oh,
Sorry, my dog.
I was like, who was it? Was it Harvey or was it?
Yeah, my dog started barking at me. I think he wants more. He wanted more pets.
Oh, he's a welcome guest of the pod. But yeah, Texas was so much fun. Just like minus the sunburn would have been perfect. But yeah, I hope they do. They keep making it as big as it was.
Yeah.
Like that was really good. It was a really fun, like the concerts. If y'all hear the train, I am so sorry.
It's all right. I live outside of my house too. I get it.
Y'all got trains over there?
Lot
I love
big,
trains.
big locomotive industry apparently.
It's too much, and I like the tracks are like right there too.
What are you doing?
But yeah,
That's all right.
that is so loud.
Okay, so you mentioned the new rumor is Denver.
Yep.
Any other like cities that you're like IndyCar has to come here?
Well, I mean, honestly, I want us to get to 20 races. I still think we need to do 20 races on the calendar. I think that would be like a really solid schedule. But street races, I don't really think we need too many more. I think Denver would be cool. I think that's a good market to get to. And I remember I used to go to the race in Colorado Springs when we were on the oval there, and that was really cool to go to with like my family. And so, I mean, the Denver idea is cool. Other than that, we know that I think the DC one's probably just, this year. Like it's just a 1-year deal. So that'll be probably what Denver replaces if we can get that deal done, which I hope we do. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, name a city, right? Name a big city. Like anytime you can make a big splash in a big city, it's good for the sport. But you have to be able to do it right. And as long as it's done where like Jerry Jones is behind it or someone, someone with a large enough bankroll to do it correctly and that wants to have high quality events, that's where we got to go. So I wouldn't hate the Boston event was a big failure and that didn't work out. But like maybe we can find a better partner to do that with and go to Boston. Like we need to go to the East Coast. I think going to the East Coast is definitely a good market for us and a market we need to be in more. So I don't know.
So like, what is stopping IndyCar from doing Virginia Raceway?
No one would go. I don't think honestly. And it's
I'm
just,
like, I love that track. I like that. I go there I used to go there for NASCAR.
yeah, and I raced there years growing up, and I just think it's not really the best. I don't think it's an FIA circuit that is good enough for IndyCar. There's something about it that I'm not sure we would be able to race there. But also, I don't think it's as big of a spectator venue as we would want it to be, or as it could be. So I'm not sure on that one. I'm not really a fan of that track overall. But it's a beautiful.
I'm like,
no, it's a beautiful place, and I spent so many days there as a
yeah.
youth, growing up, and some of my earliest races in cars were at VIR. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if that's on our list of things to do.
Or like bring back the Puerto Rico IndyCar race. That
There
was
a
like
race in Puerto Rico.
that was so many years ago. My grandpa has pictures of that.
I mean,
like,
I'm in. I would love to go to Puerto Rico.
yeah, I'm like, yo, take me back home to
That
see
sounds awesome.
an IndyCar race. I think it covered like something about an airport too. I think it was like a street course too.
That'd be awesome.
But
The
yeah, I'm like,
Cleveland Street Course we need to bring back. The Cleveland Street
ooh,
Course at the Burke Lakefront Airport. That was a really cool one. That one would be sick.
that I don't know. I'm a really big fan of the ovals though. So
Yeah,
like
me
bring
too.
back more ovals.
We definitely need those.
More
That's high
Like
on my
ovals.
more
list.
ovals, please. Um so
Okay, so that's our season review so far. You
Great.
made a very special announcement recently that you will be at the 500 in a car. Are you excited?
Yeah, no, I mean it's been a weird off season, honestly. Very not fun for the most part. And there's just been a lot going on behind the scenes that has been tough to kind of work through. But at the end of the day, like I've kind of known, like Dennis Reinbold and that group over there have basically, as soon as the whole JHR thing became what it was, they immediately called me and were like, hey, like this is your seat, like we're whenever you are ready, we're gonna make this happen. So that was already locked in for a very long time. It just took a while to announce because of all the other stuff that we've been working on. So yeah, it's still very complicated. It's still, there's obviously still a lot going on because technically I'm obviously still a reserve driver for JHR too. So that there's been some intermingling of those groups, and just trying to do the best we can with the situation that we've got. But this situation for the Indy 500 is very good. They've almost won the race last year. They're always at the front, and I've driven for them before, and we were at the front. So I definitely have no complaints. I think that team has the leadership that is well capable of running full time in IndyCar, and I hope that they get to that point again. But I think they're going to need charters to do that. I think it's irresponsible to go racing full time if you don't have charters, really, unless you have a massive bankroll. So yeah, so it's just one of those things that I'm very thankful and very lucky to be with that group because they do such a good job and they focus so well on the Indy 500 and they know what it takes. Like they do, like they haven't won it, but they truly do spare no expense on getting the job done in the best way possible when we show up for May. And we've got great partners too. Like we've got Kingspan and like Arco's obviously been with me now for 2 years. Arco's the same group as AMPM was last year too. So Arco and AMPM, like them together, they're super supportive of me. They're super supportive of IndyCar, but like they want to stay loyal too. So obviously they're on the JHR cars as well because I can't be full time, but I'm still obviously associated with those guys. But yeah, it's just something that we're really proud of.
yeah, I when this is really funny. I'm like the Conor Daly heart stand in the friend group. So it was like I wake up and then suddenly I just see everybody like, Ben, did you see the news? Did you see the news? Did you see the news? And I was like, what is going on? And then I looked up and it was like the announcement and I was like, I prayed for times like this. He's finally in the sea. And I was like, oh my God, and it's for the 500. My dad is also a really big fan of you. So
Oh,
I was
thank you.
like, oh my God, my dad is going to experience his first 500 and he's going
Oh,
to see
nice.
Connor. So this is like the best time ever for me. Honestly, I'm winning in life right now.
I love it. I hope he experiences a win for us. That would be nice.
Yeah, he was like a little bit scared. He was like, "Oh, but like I'm going to the 500 and it's gonna be like a lot of people." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's a really cool race. You need to come see it." And I'm trying to get Kira also, but she has big girl job, I
Oh, that'll
guess.
happen. That'll happen.
So, but yeah, I just got so excited and I was like, "Oh, yes, this is it. This is it for me." Um. So yeah, moving on a little bit from the 500 because we do have like a lot of questions other than the biggest event that it is the that race. Is there like any other race or like event that you would like love to do other
Uh,
than obviously the 500?
yeah, I mean, for me, the only one left on my list is the Le Mans 24-hour race. That's That's still the only one left on the bucket list that I've got to do. And I think I think I have a pathway there in the next couple of years through a team that I've been racing with at in the SRO 8-hour race at Indy. But yeah, that's
I was really about to ask about the random vandals.
yeah. Great people. So yeah, that's definitely the highest on my list of things that I want to do, and also the Brickyard 400. I really want to do the Brickyard 400, the Cup race at the Speedway. That would be a really cool one to be able to do. We're definitely working on that as well. So yeah, those are kind of the highest on the list of things that I would like to do before I die.
Yeah, I was literally about to say like, oh, you're also with the random vandals, like which I follow also because of IMSA. They're with Samantha now at the Michelin Pilot, and I also saw you at the 8-hour race. So I was like, I fully thought that I was like, oh my god, he's gonna do IMSA, because I fully thought that you were gonna do the whole thing with IMSA because of the random vandals. Like, what is like the relationship? Like, do they just call you up, or like,
Yeah, I
how
mean,
does that go on to be?
the guy who owns that team has been a supporter of mine since I was 14, I think maybe. He's obviously been around motorsport a long time. He's been a fan. He's sold, a company, and he's obviously with a big company now called V-Brick, who's been very supportive of me. But yeah, it's obviously, it takes money to go IMSA racing as well. So he would love to hire me to do that. He basically hires me whenever he can, like whenever he has the program already covered and already ready to go. So sorry, my dog is also just trying to destroy blinds in my house. But yeah, he's been super supportive, and anytime he has a chance to hire me, he will. But obviously, we were actually going to try to go full time in SRO and do GT3 this year in the pro class, but he wasn't able to raise the money to do it, which obviously at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But I think when he does make the move to IMSA, if he does, in that GTD or GTD Pro, whatever it is, he's got great support from BMW also, and he has a great relationship with you guys. I think we will do that together at some point, but it just takes time, and he's got, he's been awesome, and that whole team have been awesome. I did one of their very first races as a team at like the I think AER. It was like an American Endurance Racing Series at Road Atlanta and an old BMW M3, and we won it, and it was awesome. I think it was like their first win as a team. So I've had a good relationship with those guys really since like the team started.
Yeah, I just love that entire thing. The whole thing with Gizmo and everything. That I was like, ooh, market that. That's good. But I was like, I love that team a lot too. I had like I changed my thing, but like I had like a huge sticker right here. Okay.
So,
Yes.
okay, so you talked about like you're a reserve for JHR. You kind of have this Indy 500 seat. You're looking at, maybe some other cars. How do you kind of stay prepped for all of those different things? Like, does it take like a certain mindset, or do you like, how do you kind of like keep moving, keep going, even without that, full-time seat to work towards?
I mean, I'm always motivated to just be ready to go. I think I've been in this position before, sadly. So yeah. I mean, if you don't have to get ready if you stay ready, right? Like that's kind of a thing it's super important. And for me, I still love racing, so I'm going to be there for the most part, and I'm still able to do some work and do some jobs and be useful and make a living doing it. But also, attention spans and people's ability to retain seats these days can be short because of how ruthless this environment is right now. So it's just an interesting world to be a part of. But yeah, I just stay focused on whatever's next. One day at a time. Got to focus on the process. Right now the biggest focus for me is the Indy 500 and being as ready as I can be for that. And if anything happens before that, then I'll still be ready for that as well. But for the most part, I could see myself getting busier after the Indy 500. Nothing really ever changes before Indy. It's after Indy people start thinking, okay, what does 2027 look like? What is the rest of, are we going to be in the leader circle? Are people start worrying about the leader circle far more often? And there's a race that I really, 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 really want to do, and that's St. Louis, which is pretty not far after Indy, and I want to win that race. Only the Indy 500 I want to win the most. Then it's St. Louis. So I believe we should have won that race easy last year, and we had just one issue in the pits, and it was taken away from us. So that was a shame. But yeah, it's just staying in the hunt. If you don't show up at the track, you're out of sight, you're out of mind. You just got to always stay around and be ready whenever the call comes.
Yeah, we're actually doing St. Louis this year because again, big fans. We have to be there. Like we love it. St. Louis specifically, that the whole thing is wild. So I just love it.
Our friend is a huge David Malukas fan, and so
yeah.
she's like, I will be there for his first win.
Oh yeah, highly possible. Could be that
So
one.
yeah, now
I hope
she's
not.
like,
I hope I'm in it, but yeah.
Kara's like, actually, I'm gonna win it. Okay.
okay, we also have a couple stupid questions. So this
Okay.
is
Like the
our
hee hee
favorite
ha ha.
questions to ask people. If a UFO came down and aliens got out and they're trying to take you with them, are you going with them willingly or are you fighting it?
I'm fully in. I'm going for it. I want to see what's out there in space. Just yeah, I'm locked in on figuring out what's going on with the UFOs, what's happening up there. I want to go to space before I die.
The the answers to this question have always been like, oh yeah, nope, I'm not
going.
fighting it. I'm
not
going.
questioning it.
I'm
Yep.
not doing that.
Every single subject.
We had a friend be like, I'm pretty sure aliens are like around us all the time, and I was like,
Maybe.
okay.
I
And I was
watched
like,
a lot of
okay, this turned
documentaries.
real clear. um. So yeah, go ahead, Kira.
And then our other like stupid question that we ask people a lot. So there's a billionaire currently working on extracting bone marrow from dinosaurs to like bring them back and to make Jurassic Park in real life. Do you
All
think this is
right.
a good idea?
Absolutely not. We've seen that in the movie before. But why not? I mean, the world needs more theme parks where something's crazier. Everyone's looking for the next crazy thing. So let's bring back some dinosaurs.
Oh my God, the Jurassic World 500.
Yeah, there we
You
go.
just
If
you
we can
just
bring-
drive around.
Jurassic 500.
that'd be cool.
You
It's like red flag. A dinosaur has ripped the head off of somebody. We're gonna have to clean that up
Yeah.
real quick.
Exactly.
Oh, have you ever sneezed while driving?
I don't think so, honestly. I really don't think so. I can't
know-
remember any moment where I have, so I really don't think I'm not sure, honestly. I don't think it's possible.
That's what we've had a lot of people tell us that they're so locked in while they're driving that it's like your brain can't process sneezing.
Yeah, I don't think it can. You're focused on not dying in other ways.
Which is the difference between the IndyCar thing and then our friend that drives for Mazda. He was like, "Oh no, I force
close my
myself.
eyes and
I
I
close
pray."
my eyes and I pray." And I was like, interesting.
Like, I hope my spotter's paying attention.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You went on The Amazing Race.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you'd ever do again? Like if they had like All Stars Amazing Race or something?
I would, but Alex wouldn't, so I'd have to find another person to do it with. So, yeah, I probably would. It was a pretty cool experience. Very difficult at the time, but really cool to look back on. Places I will never go again, experiences I will never get again. But yeah, pretty cool to say that we did do some of them.
how did that came up to be? Like, you guys like one day were like, oh yeah, let's do this, and like,
We actually had IndyCar had someone who was like actively pitching drivers for shows back in the day, like back in like 2016, 17, and she was really good at her job, honestly. And you know, that's how we got to do like Celebrity Family Feud. That's how drivers got to do Dancing with the Stars. I really wish IndyCar still had her on staff. But yeah, the creator of The Amazing Race is a huge race fan. He wore his Ferrari hat every day of production. They had always wanted race car drivers on, but obviously with our schedule, very difficult to just disappear for a month. So it happened to be filming at the end of 2017, and there was, you know, not a new car, but we were going from body kit era to non-body kit era, so there wasn't really any testing until this the new bodywork was able to be manufactured. So we were doing nothing from the end of the 2017 season to the beginning of 2018, essentially. So we just ended up being able to get selected. We had to do a bit of auditioning, but we had to do the audition process. And we went out there and we were selected. So yeah, then it was just off to the race, literally.
Final question. Do you have a hype song?
You know, I don't have one specific hype song, I don't think. I think there's a lot of great music out there. And I love rock music, I feel like, to get everyone going. And especially like Creed is so back, so we got to get Creed.
oh yeah,
Just get that, you know, Can You Take Me Higher before the race is like a great idea. Alex Rossi probably says the same thing. But yeah, just a lot of good music. The All American Rejects, give me all the All American Rejects songs. Obviously, they were a partner of ours and good friends. So yeah, give me the entire discography of All American Rejects.
that's really good. Kira, what is your hype song?
My hype song is Doses and Mimosas.
There you go.
That will never change, I think. What about you, Viv?
Mine bounces between Bad Bunny and Sarah Larson. So if Bad Bunny starts playing, obviously it's gonna be like, let's go, we're good, we're going. For a moment, it was for a moment for the whole moving to Indiana changed me, guys. Now I listen to country, I guess. Now that's a thing. So Country Girls by that song came up, and I was like, oh yeah, time to go out, time to get it done. So I feel like those are like the pump up songs lately.
There you go.
Well, thank you so much, Connor. This has been crazy to us, honestly. When we first DM'd you, we were like, oh, haha, he's not even gonna like see that. That's gonna be so much fun.
Well, I told you I
if we
would do it in
actually.
person, so I'm a man of my word.
We literally Saturday night, we were at Texas Live, and we had a couple drinks, and we were like, should we just DM him?
We were fully using those drinks as liquid courage.
We're just gonna DM him. We're gonna DM him.
We were like, we're just gonna DM him. Get the round going and DM him.
Perfect.
Mostly because we didn't think, we were like, oh, we're like really small. Like, we're a really small podcast. Yes, we have like our following outside of
15 subscribers now.
There you go.
period.
Got to start somewhere.
Hey, by Daytona, in Daytona, it was 4 people. And then now it's 15-ish.
I love it.
So,
Well, I definitely have to get this dog outside here soon, or he's gonna eat my hand off. So
yes, absolutely. So, thank you so much for
no
the
worries.
opportunity.
Thank you.
And we're very, very excited to keep seeing you in the races,
Thank you.
seeing you at the 500. I'm gonna try to get my dad
Perfect.
to. I'm gonna see if at one point I can make my dad meet you.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you guys.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. This has been the Formation Yap. My name is Viv. Viv talks fast cars.
My name is Kira. The
Fast Car Kira.
And that's Conor Daly.
Hello.
Our close personal friend of the pod.
Friend, Conor Daly.
There you go.
Close personal friend of the pod.
Of the pod.
Thank you so much.
No problem.